Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be going through a quick-ish upper body workout routine you can do from anywhere basically. All you need for this one is a couple of well, you only need one band. Ideally, maybe if you got a set of two, that would be ideal for a couple of different exercises where we do our pulling. So the workout is pretty simple. I'm going to call it the 100 workout because we're going to do 100 reps pretty much of most of the exercises in that workout. So what we're going to do is we're going to work in supersets. So we're going to do a pushing exercise straight into a pulling exercise. That way it just means that we can fit more work in less time. So the goal of this workout is more kind of muscular endurance and hypertrophy rather than say strength, because we're going higher repetitions and we're trying to get through a lot of work in not so much time. So we have 3 different supersets that we are going to work through. The first one superset is 20 push-ups followed by 20 band pulls or banded rows, okay? So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to demo the exercises, then I'll talk through the routine. We're going to do 20 push-ups and then 20 banded rows, and we're going to do 5 rounds of that. So in total it will be 100 reps of each, okay? So with the push-ups, make sure you're doing your push-ups properly, okay? Hands underneath shoulders, alright? Feet set out, core nice and tight, okay? Make sure we're getting down at least to 90 degrees and nice and powerful back up, okay? So 20 repetitions of your push-ups. You can play around with the grip. Obviously that might be way too advanced for some people to do even just one set of 20 on the floor. So what you can do is do your 20 reps but from a inclined surface. So it might be, for example, maybe that you're doing your 20 reps from something like a bench or a table. Okay, and you're cranking them out from there. If that still feels too hard, what you can do is half the reps down, okay? Or if you're in a rush and you want to save time and it's taking too long, then you can half the reps on everything. So instead of doing 20, you're doing 10. Okay, so first we do our push-ups, 20 reps, then we're going to go into our banded rows. So how are we going to fix up for that is, I'm going to use this band, slightly thicker one. Okay, we want to set ourselves up in a seated position. Okay, we're going to wrap the band around the end of our feet as such. Make sure it is around the middle of your foot, not towards the toe, because if it slips off and hits you, it's going to hurt, okay? Once we have done that, we're going to grip the band, both hands. I want to set good posture, so kind of like at the machine at the gym, big chest, shoulders back. Make sure we're not in like this hunched, rounded position, okay? So big chest, shoulders back, and then from here, I am just pulling. So driving my elbows back, getting a little bit of a squeeze at the end. Notice I'm not also scrunching up my shoulders, so my shoulders are back and down. And then I work through my 20 repetitions here. Okay, as soon as you finish your 20 reps on there, then you're going to go back to your push-ups again, okay? So 20 push-ups, 20 banded pulls. You may find you need to have a little rest in between, like you might rest for 20-30 seconds and then go again, okay? If you are having to break up your push-ups, so let's say you can't do 2 sets of 20 for 2 rounds without breaking it up, you probably want to go on an inclined surface or reduce the reps slightly, okay? Otherwise it's going to take you a real long time to get through the workout. Once we've done our 5 rounds of those 2 push-ups and our seated band pulls, we are going to move on to the next phase, the next 2 exercises in our workout. So again, we're going to use our band once more. This time we're going to be standing. Okay, so this time in our workout we are going to do a banded overhead press. So for this we want to put the band around the back of our shoe. Okay, so my heel is in it. I'm then going to place the band, so hand out, hand goes underneath the band. I bring it up to shoulder height, and I can either go elbow in front of the band like this, or slightly easier, elbow through the middle of the band. The elbow behind is probably going to be a little bit more challenging. Core nice and tight, squeeze your glutes, engage through the middle, and then we are going into an overhead press, okay? So here I'm trying to drive up, lock out at the top, nice straight line all the way through. I'm aware maybe my hand is off camera at the top, but that's fine. Okay, nice and controlled all the way through. We're going to do 10 reps on one arm, then I'm going to switch over. I'm going to do 10 reps on the other arm, okay? So exactly the same, elbow in, core tight, other arm can be out for balance, hand on hip. Try not to go too wide. I want us trying to drive nice straight line. So it should be like my shoulder is close to my ear at the top here, okay? Once we've done that, we're going to go into a split stance. Okay, so split stance basically means one leg in front, one leg behind, like this. And we're going to go into a split stance row. So this time, if my right foot's in front, I loop the band under my right foot. I'm then going to hinge a little bit more. I'm going to grab the band fairly low. And then again, I'm just doing a little row into the pocket. So this time, elbow comes back. I squeeze, back down again, okay? If it's too easy, I can go a little bit lower. So I feel a bit more tension on that band, okay? Same thing there, I'm gonna do 10 reps on each side, okay? I'll just quickly demo the other side too. So foot in, split stance, so I wanna go fairly long with the back leg, get my hinge. This hand can just support the excess of the band. Wait. So this can challenge balance and stability a bit as well. Make sure you're not super upright, okay? So I'm getting a forward lean, and then I'm just driving that elbow into the pocket. So 10 overhead presses right, 10 overhead presses left, 10 split stance rows on the right, 10 on the left, 5 rounds to get through, okay? Then at this point you're doing all right. You've got through the major work. The next bit, if you're running out of time, don't worry about it. But if you have the time, we're gonna move on to a little bit of arm work to finish, okay? So, okay, so for our arm work, we're gonna start off with some curls. So for this one, very simple. 2 feet inside the band, hands inside the band, and then we are just driving into a curl. So I'm pulling the band up and apart. Main things that people do wrong on this, arching their back, kind of using too much. So I just want it to be strict. If it feels too easy, you can take your hands a bit, feet a little bit wider inside the band, which is going to add to the amount of resistance on there, okay? So 20 repetitions on there. We're then going to superset that with a overhead skull crusher or extension, okay? So for the overhead skull crusher extension, we're going to do similar things. So both feet inside it, but this time heels are inside. We're going to bring the band up to top position, so I want to push it overhead. Okay, from here I'm just letting my elbows drop down, and then I'm driving up. Okay, if that feels too easy, we can do one at a time. So you can either make it a bit harder. You could do single arm, 10 reps on each arm. If it feels too easy with the resistance bands, you've got doing 20 reps at once. So for like me, you can feel this for 10 reps is going to be harder, more of a challenge than doing 20 reps with the 2. So your choice on that one. Same deal, superset, 20 reps of curls, 20 of overhead extensions of 10 on each arm. 5 rounds, okay, so 100 on everything. Finally, once you've done all of that, the last bit of the workout is to finish just with some band pull apart. So for this, we're gonna go wrap the band around your neck, arms up, band straight out. Core is tight, so I'm squeezing, I'm engaging, and then I'm just ripping apart, okay, as follows. So nice controlled on this one. My goal is just to get through 30 repetitions. This is a great one just for building that muscles in the upper mid back, which is going to help with our stabilization and our posture a little bit. Make sure we're not too hunched over and rounded. Okay, so you might find you do 10, then have a short rest, then another 10 until you get 30, or you might be able to do 20 and 10 or 15, 15. It doesn't really matter as long as you get through the work. So, quick recap for you. We had 3 different supersets. Number 1, 20 push-ups followed by 20 of our banded rows. 5 rounds. Remember, if you're struggling, go on an inclined surface. If you're still struggling, reduce the reps to half. Superset number 2 was our single arm overhead presses combined with our split stance rows. We're just going to do 10, so 10 left, 10 right on both. Again for 5 rounds. And then finally we go into our 20 bicep curls and our 20 overhead extensions, or 10 each arm if that is better and you feel it more. And then lastly we finish with 30 of our band pull aparts, okay? All in all, I don't want to work out to take you more than 30 to 40 minutes max. If you haven't got that amount of time, half the reps on everything, and as you get fitter and stronger, you can try and get an extra round in, for example, each time. Enjoy the workout. That is a 100 workout. All you need is your body weight and a band. We have done push and pull, different planes of movement. So it's a good workout for you. I think you enjoy it. Post in the comments how you got on if this is on YouTube, and let me know. I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on the workout.